Let's get it. Preview show, 2K Sports season preview show. Let's get it. Wow.
The Oregon Ducks come in as the #1 ranked team, followed by Stanford, Kentucky, Massachusetts, and Florida State. What do you think of the top 5 teams going into the year, Clark?
These are some outstanding teams, Brad.
Pac-10 1-2, SEC, then A-10, UMass 4, wow, Kentucky 3, wow.
Every time these teams take the floor, you're assured of seeing entertaining basketball.
The Oregon Ducks are projected as the favorites here in the early going.
They're some teams that they're going to have a very hard time surviving that vicious conference they're in.
That'll work to their advantage, Greg, because they'll have been through so many battles by the time Mark rolls around, tournament pressure won't bother them at all.
Stanford is in the #2 spot. Usually defending national champions, they're getting a lot of respect going into this season.
Usually, last year's champs get the benefit of the doubt in the first poll of the next season. We'll find out soon enough if their position in the top 5 is based on reputation or is warranted.
Kentucky comes in as #3. They have no fewer than 3 former high school Mr. Basketballs on this team.
There are a lot of differences between the high school and college game. Give me 3 former Mr. Basketballs, I think I can field a pretty good team, just like the one we're looking at.
Massachusetts starts the year as the 4th ranked team. Certainly they'll get a big boost from the return of their leading scorer from a year ago.
That's a big advantage for them. They don't have to spend the first few weeks of the season searching for that go-to guy. They know who he is, and they'll use him.
Returning starters.
Florida State is the #5 team. They've got a whole crew of high school Mr. Basketballs on this team.
The team is usually happy to land one Mr. Basketball. With the number they have, this could be a golden era of basketball success at this university. There's nothing but good times ahead.
Ooh, Marquette 6, wow. Texas 7. Oklahoma, wow. Minnesota, wow, 9.
These teams might not be in the top 10, but you better not overlook
Texas Tech up in there, UF up in there, that's what's
several
up.
of these teams will win their conference and surprise
Pittsburgh 15, wow.
The Rutgers Scarlet Knights, the #11 team, have been talked about quite a
First
bit
round last
this
year?
season. They carry over 3 starters from last year, so there shouldn't be too much of a learning curve for this team.
Oh, and they got the #1 incoming point guard.
There won't be much of a filling out process when so many other teams will have to work through early in the season.
The Minnesota Golden Gophers, the #9 team, have also generated a lot of interest. One bit of good news for them, they have last season's leading rebounder coming back for another year.
So that low post presence already
4 returning starters and the #1 recruit.
into the season.
He played the 2 guard.
Sharp right from the start.
Okay, Clark, let's take a look at the teams to close out the preseason top 25 poll. How about this list?
This looks to me like the deepest
BC, Georgia, Vandy, UCLA.
I think there are teams even all the way back in this group that are legitimate national
Okay.
Mexico Lobos, the #24 team, probably deserve a closer look. Their tournament last year came to an abrupt end with a loss in the second round, Clark.
It can be demoralizing for a team not to get past the first weekend of the tournament. They've had all summer to forget about that loss. Instead, build on the positives from last season.
The UCLA Bruins, the #19 team, are also worth keeping an eye on. They were unstoppable last season, finishing with 32 wins.
Winning that many games again is going to be extremely difficult, no matter how much talent they have. Not many teams play that many games, never mind win that many. They'll be on the verge of dynasty status if they repeat that performance.
As usual, we have a lot of new coaching hires to tell you
School, Arizona.
You now see all the coaches with
State.
new programs. Some very
Iowa chain, Syracuse chain, Rutgers, Clemson,
The
Louisville.
Arizona State coach. He's one of the hires that drew a lot of media attention. The Arizona State Sun Devils have a lot of fans that are delighted to have a coach of his ability, Clark.
He's yet to find his way to that final weekend, but he still has an impressive resume.
Princeton.
His new school is certainly hoping he can add a Final Four run to his list of accomplishments.
The Iowa coach also made a move to a new school and has generated some excitement on that campus. The Iowa Hawkeyes are a team looking to rebuild under their new leader.
He's going to have to make do with the players he inherited for a little while.
And then Final Four last season,
With
so.
recruiting under his belt and bring in his own guys, I think this program will take off.
With We've done this part of the show when we look at the top players in the nation and unveil the list of our preseason All-Americans.
Ooh, Petey Fitch is back. Wow.
5 first-team All-Americans as we begin the season, and what a list it is. The Stanford Cardinals are pinning their hopes squarely on this young man's shoulders. But
Owen, as the first player on the list for good reason. Feels like this guy's been playing college basketball forever. This will be his 4th year as a starter. But I still don't take him for granted. And I think this will be his best season of
He
all.
started last year?
as for our next first team, Arizona State, he's more than willing to go into battle with him, Clark.
Payne is simply a spectacular player. In addition to everything else he did to help his team win
Good
last
hands,
season,
huh?
he led them in assists. It's that kind of unselfish play that has made him such a great team leader.
Next up is a player that's drawing comparisons to some of the all-time college greats. The Syracuse Orange are fortunate to have him in their court.
Fitch, he's one of my favorite players in the country. He certainly wasn't afraid to mix it up inside last season. He came away with an average of 5 rebounds a game.
Stanford.
It's just another aspect of his game that I expect to get better this season, and that's frightening to even think about.
Let's move on to a player who's worked very hard to earn his spot on the list. The Florida State Seminoles can depend on a solid effort from him each and every night.
Cameron is going to play a huge role in his team's success. We always talk about the guys with great hands. Well, he's got great feet. I love those happy feet. There are few players in the nation with better footwork than him. That's what allows him to always be in the right position, whether it comes to rebounding or finding space for an open shot.
And finally, we have another
Oh, Flores, he back.
The first team. The Oregon Ducks will probably get used to seeing him make the impossible look ordinary.
Flores is going to have his own personal highlight reel by the end of this season. There's plenty to like about him as a player. He's got that deadly combination of smarts and physical skills that makes him so difficult to defend. The coach's mentality in the body of a world-class athlete. Any questions as to why he's on the list?
As we move to the second team All-Americans, we can see
Ah,
the
Florida State.
talent with this group. They're all elite players.
Stanford got to
Dominate the game.
center on
The
that.
Florida State Seminoles have built their team around this young man's talent. I'd say that's a pretty good idea.
Cancer was supposed to have slot on the first
2-0,
team, but there was too much competition this season. It is not out of the realm of possibility to say that he might even be a little bit underrated. I know it seems far-fetched to say that about a preseason All-American pick, but I'm not sure people realize just what a huge year he's in for.
The next player on the team is a sensational player in his own right. Clemson.
He's in for a treat if he can pull it all together and have a great year.
Powell is in the spotlight for all the right reasons. He's a former high school Mr. Basketball out of who was Ohio's Mr. Basketball in high school. A player who is used to being such a dominant force usually carries that confidence with him to the next level. And that's exactly what we've seen with him going from high school to college.
We can expect to see some amazing performances out of him all year long. The Oregon Ducks hope to have this young man carry the load for them, and he looks up to the task. He's got
So him and Flores, huh?
postseason hopes.
He can make things happen on the basketball court thanks to his unique ability to read and understand defenses, while most players are just trying to come up with their next move. He's 3 steps ahead of the game, and that's what separates the good players from the great.
Our next All-American may have
Oh, yeah,
decided on the first
Massachusetts.
team by the end of the season. Massachusetts has one of the most reliable go-to guys in the country in him.
Known as one of the great talents in the college game today. He stands 7 feet tall and plays power forward. This is a big man who produces big time. He does it on a consistent basis. Unless an opposing team can counter with a big bruiser of their own to keep a body on him, he's going to run amok.
Here is the final player to cap off our list of All-Americans.
The Stanford Cardinals know who their fan favorite is going to be this year.
Digger is ready to have a breakout season. He's back for another go after leaving his team in scoring a year ago. If he improves his offense even a little bit, he'll be one of the deadliest scorers in the country.
All right, Clark, thanks very much. Glad you could join us for the 2K Sports Season Preview.
Season preview, man.
All the college hoops action ahead. So long, everyone.
Holla.